YouTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys my March TBR. It is currently Wednesday. I think it's the 7th. I am a little late in filming this video, and hopefully, I upload it tomorrow. But the reason why I'm so late is because I could not for the life of me figure out what I wanted to read this month. I had books that I was rolling over from February, and I also have some buddy reads that I will be doing, but I wanted to add some books extra to my TBR just in case, especially since this month is 31 days long. And so, yeah, let's just get into all of the books. And if you have read any of these books, let me know down below what you thought of them. If you are interested in reading these books, again, let me know down below. And yeah, let's get started. So the first book I have here is Monster Blood Tattoo. This is the actual trilogy's name. Book 1 is called The Foundling, and this is by D.M. Cornish. Now, I found this in the YA genre, but it's also in the middle grade genre. So I'm not sure if this is middle grade or YA. It doesn't really matter to me. This is what it looks like underneath the dust jacket. This particular book has a lot of additions to it. This one is okay. I kind of prefer the one that I had before where there was illustrations on the front, but that was a paperback, and I have already given it away to a subscriber when I purchased this one because it's hardback. Long story short, I wanted to keep all of my books hardback regardless if the pictures on the front matched each other. What do you guys think? What is your opinion? Do you care if they're paperback, hardcover, different editions? Like, do you care on your shelves whether they match or not? When it comes to cover choices, I would do random cover choices as long as all the books matched on the shelf and they were the same size, because that's what I, mostly am interested in, is if they're all the same format, whether they're all paperbacks or all hardcovers, because I don't want the shelf looking goofy, if you know what I mean. So anyways, this is a fantasy novel. That's all I know. I'm going into it blindly. And this is a buddy read with Corina. So Corina, I haven't started it yet. Start whenever you want. And then we'll, discuss through email what you think of the book so far. And yeah. Then we have, I was going to put them in order, but I'm just going to start grabbing from the pile. Then we have here The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is an adult thriller. It came out last month. This is my 4th time borrowing this book, and it's actually due tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start reading it after I film this video and see how far I can get. And if it's not grabbing me to the point where I could actually finish this whole book tonight and then turn it in tomorrow, I'm just gonna return it and then check it back out at a later time. I've heard a lot of people say that this is really good, so I'm hoping that it will hook me immediately and I'll be so invested in it I won't get distracted by The Office. Now I'm on season 6. And yeah, so let me know down below what you think of this book. Next, I have The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I talked about this book in my most anticipated reads for February. This is a retelling, a loose retelling of Alice in Wonderland. It sounds really, really good. So this is a YA fantasy. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I wish, well, I can kind of see. You can't see. There's nothing on the cover and it's just gray. So the outside's pretty dull, but those end pages are pretty. And yeah, look at I love when titles have some kind of illustration. Tales from the Hinterland. Cool. I hope each one's different. All right, so there's my my third pick for the month. Then I have another buddy read. This one is with Kristen, I think that's her name. she's a buddy of mine on Goodreads, and she just chose a book randomly from my to be read pile. This is Michael Crichton's The Andromeda Strain. This is a science thriller. I think it's like medical thriller, I believe, and this is part of my Around the Year in 52 books. Did I say it right? I did. I did say it right. So this is one of my picks for that. I purchased this in Seattle, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. Then we have another buddy read, and that is Tithe by Holly Black. I don't like Holly Black's writing. I've read a lot of her books, and I didn't care for any of them besides her middle grade, which was Doll Bones. That was my only book that I liked that she's written. But I do have this whole trilogy. Let me start over. I do have this whole trilogy, and me and Dane are buddy reading this. He's already started. I'm hoping I like this because if you watch Katie over at Chapter Stacks, she says this is really good, and I trust her opinion, so I'm hoping I like this. This is a dark fairy series, so I'm crossing my fingers. Next, of course, I am reading The Dark Tower. This is book 7 in the Dark Tower series, the 7th and final book. This one is a chunker. This is going to take me a good, I want to say, month and a half, 2 months to listen to it on audio because, again, I only listen to it to and from work. So far, I'm obviously liking it. This is the wrap-up, the conclusion. Do the quartet get to the Dark Tower? What do they see at the top? That's all I want to know. All right. Next, I have another buddy read, and that is The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I will be buddy reading this with Penelope over at Penelope's Picks. I started it. It sounds very interesting. I'm only on page 6, but it sounded really good, and we're going to start it this weekend. So, looking forward to that. Next, I have a book that I just purchased today. Yes, you heard me right. I told you in my last video that I may or may not buy books in March because it is my birthday month. I had to go to the library to pick up some books, which I will show you because they are on this TBR, and I decided to sneak into the bookstore and see what they had on their dollar shelf. And I accidentally bought 5 books because it was $1. So I will be doing a book haul towards the end of the month. And yeah, what I bought was Waste of Space by Gina D'Amico. I wanted this book so badly. This came out the beginning of this year or last year? I can't remember. Last year. This book came out last year. I asked for it from HMH, and the publishing company said I could have it, and they sent it to me. And then the UPS or FedEx, whoever was bringing the book, delivered it to the wrong house. So I never got it. And lo and behold, it was at the bookstore for $1, so I snatched it up. So exciting. That is a YA science humor book. If you don't know anything about Gina D'Amico, she writes amazing dialogue. They are always so funny, but this is about a group of teenagers that are doing a, what's it called? Reality show in space. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And then I know you've seen this a million times, but I actually started reading this, and it's really good. This is Meddling Kids by Edgar Quintero. It is an adult Scooby-Doo. I'm only on page, let me find it. I'm on page 22. 4 kids and a dog went to the a lake house, and like these kids have been solving mysteries in their hometown for a while, and the main story is about their very last mystery that they solved, and it is now 13 years later, so the kids, of course, aren't kids anymore. They're all adults. They're in their mid-20s, so we get to find out what they are doing now and if they're going to go back to this old haunted house. I don't know, but I'm excited. So good. All right, I have 4 more books. The 2 books that I needed to pick up from the library were 2 more volumes of Giant Days. I absolutely love this graphic novel series. It's about 3 girls in college. The first 2 are their freshman year, I think, and the 3 and 4 is sophomore year. I want to say it's sophomore year. They are very funny. All 3 girls are super funny, and it's basically just a contemporary. It's just their lives every single day in college, what they do, what they're working on, their relationships, school, yada yada. So good. So I have 5, volume 5, which they don't have names for these. It's just volume 5 and then volume 6. And I cannot wait. I saw Penelope talking about Giant Days in one of her last videos, and that reminded me that I haven't read any more. I stopped at volume 4 last year, and this month they're coming out with volume 7, and in August they're coming out with volume 8. So I need to catch up. And my last 2 books are more Stephen King books, so I will be reading 3 Stephen King books this month, which is crazy. So I have Blaze here, which is it's a Richard Bachman book, so the formatting is a little bit different. Stephen King usually has like parts in his story, so it'll be like part 1, and then it'll have chapters, and then in each chapter they'll be segmented into smaller parts, part 1, part 2, part 3 of chapter 4. This one, because it's Richard Bachman, there's just chapters, and the chapters are pretty short. Blaze is about a boy. Well, he's a man now, but when he was a boy, he got brutally beaten by his father. His father threw him down a flight of stairs 3 times, and he was in a coma, and he got brain damage because of it. And it's just a sad story. I'm on chapter 10, and I don't like reading this book because not only is it not grabbing my attention because it's such a dire read, and then number 2, like what he's doing as an adult isn't very good either. And I've heard from some of the other people that are reading this book with me that it's sad at the end, which I'm not looking forward to reading. Ugh. But this is, like I said, the Stephen King 2018 read-along pick for February. So I'm hoping to get through this pretty quickly in the next 2 weeks, so I can start on Dolores Claiborne, which is the Stephen King 2018 read-along pick for March. That's such a long title. Yeah, so if you are interested in being a part of the group, I will leave the Goodreads group down below. You don't even have to write anything in any of the discussions if you don't want to. You can just follow along. Like I said, this is the March pick for the month. It's very short. Yeah, and then hopefully I will be done with the Dark Tower series in the next couple months, and then I can actually just focus on my one pick of each month instead of having to double up every month on all these different books, because it's wearing me out. All right, those were all the books that I have on my list for this month. It is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to count the 2 graphic novels as 1 book, so that's 12 books that I would like to read this month. Wish me luck, and yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching again. Let me know down below what you plan on reading in March. If you've read these books before, what you thought of them, which ones you liked the best, and oh yeah, and whether you care if the book covers match or if it's more important that it's the same height, like the same format if it's hardcover and paperback. Let me know. It's always interesting to hear your guys' opinions on the books. That's why I have this channel. And yeah, hopefully this will go up, like I said. And then the next one should be my Hook and Read number 3. I filmed that like 2 months ago, and I still haven't edited it because it's very long. And it will be an unhaul, so look forward to that one. I will be giving away more books. All right, thank you so much for watching again, and I will talk to you guys soon.